Hey everyone, North Central here again. Thanks for tuning in. It's always appreciated. And you should know that anytime I'm standing in front of my dehydrator, it's time to dehydrate something. So this is the Weston Dehydrator. It's got the Real Tree Outfitters stuff on it. Got a nice camouflage cover that goes over it. But we're going to be dehydrating something today. Another really quick and easy thing to dehydrate. Straight from the store in packages. These are cut green beans. And they're great value. I got them from Walmart. They're 97 cents a piece, so for about $1 and a penny or something like that after taxes or whatnot. At least that's what I pay. About $1 or so, you get one of these packs. Now, of course, I've got 8 of these. I've got 8 racks, and this is 1 pound of frozen green beans. So I can put 1 pound on each tray, dehydrate them, and know that I have 8 pounds of green beans as they sit. So I'm gonna bring you in. We'll go ahead and get some of the trays out, put them down, and start dehydrating. So first things first, you should always clean off your countertop. Now I've always done it. Second thing is always wash your hands, and I've done that as well. So my hands are clean, the countertop's clean. I know that my racks, my trays and my racks here are clean because after every use I go ahead and I clean the neoprene pad that I've got down as well as the rack itself with the antibacterial soap, and then put them directly back into here, turn it on, let it get all the moisture and stuff off of them, and then turn it back off. So I know this is clean. So now it's just a matter of getting the beans on here. I do want to go ahead and turn on the unit here. And it's on, it's working fine. It ought to be heating stuff up. That's always good. Now I've got my cut green beans here. Go ahead and open up the package. Let's pour them out. Now when I do this, I like to get the cut green beans. I don't like to get the ones that are real long. I like to get them about this yay long. They're maybe an inch, maybe an inch and a quarter, something like that. They're going to dehydrate down a little bit, but I definitely don't want the real long ones that are 2, 3, 4 inches because they just don't do real well in the containers and stuff that I like to put them in. It's okay if they overlap a little bit. So there's the first rack. I'm gonna go ahead and stick it in. And we just keep on going. This is why you clean the area around in case you spill some of them off. It's also why you wash your hands initially before you start handling your food. Because let's face it, your hand has oils on it from your skin, okay? Your body produces that, and you don't really want to get that on your food and then preserve it. Second tray. Okay, so I'm going to continue on down through. I'm going to get all the trays in here with my green beans on them, and then we'll cut back in. Okay, we're down to our last bag. That took all of about 10 minutes, maybe. Let me just open the bag here and pour them down. Pick the ones up that I'll put all over the countertop. Good Lord. Spread them out across. Now I picked a couple of them out. They're a little bit longer than the other ones, you know. I mean, this is all done through automation, I'm sure. But you can see that they're a little bit longer. They don't take much to just break in half and toss right back on there. So if you get one that's a little bit long, just break it in half like you would anything else. Okay, so that's it. I've got 8 trays, 8 pounds of green beans in bags, which is now going in the trash. and I don't know how long it's going to take. I do need to set my temperature gauge though. It needs to be vegetables 120 to 135. So I almost set it at about 125. That's right in between. It's going to dehydrate this. I don't know if it's going to take 12 hours, 24 hours, 18 hours, whatever it is. I'll be checking it, and I'll bring you along for it as I check it. Okay, so it's been a couple hours. I actually started doing this at about 6 o'clock, and it's just a little after 8 o'clock now. So just about 2 hours. And I just wanted to see how they were doing. So let's pull out a tray here. Good. They are good and warm. You can see here on the sides here, there's a couple beans right there that's already started to dehydrate. A couple more getting wrinkled in there. So it's doing good. Got a little bit further down here. A couple more over here on the opposite side. So all in all, it's dehydrating. So they thawed out, they got warm, now they're starting to dehydrate. This is at about the 2 hour mark. I'll continue to check it up until I go to bed. I do plan on letting it run the entire night until I wake up in the morning, and we'll see how it does then. Okay, so it's the next day, and it's about, well, it is 2:40 in the afternoon, so it's been about 21 and a half hours. Okay, with the green beans being in the Weston dehydrator. Let's pull out a tray here, see what's going on. See, most of it's pretty nicely dehydrated. I still do have some in the center here that still needs to be done. Let's pull out another tray. Same thing, some of the center pieces, I mean, they're getting there, but they're still not completely done. There's some down here, needs done some more. These over here are nice. So it's going to take a little bit more time. So 21 and a half hours in, and still dehydrating. Okay, so we're back. It's been about 36 hours, and everything dehydrated really, really well, as you can see. On all 8 trays, everything is dehydrated very nicely. Now the only thing that's left to do is let this thing cool down a little bit. I turned it off about 5 minutes ago. So let this thing cool down a little bit, and then I'm going to be putting it into my jar containers. Now with green beans like this, I like to use glass jar containers. Number one, they're a little bit too big to go through the hole here in the top of the soda bottle. And even if you get them in there and fill this up, they're hard to shake out. So I prefer using glass jars. I've used Mylar jars before, but green beans, they can also have sharp edges, and if you get your Mylar bags and they scrunch them together or mix them up or whatever, then it can put a hole in it. I've seen it do it, and then you lose the batch. So I like putting them in glass jars, especially the wide mouth jars, because you can stack them on top of each other. You simply fill it up. Stick two to three oxygen absorbers in the jar. I usually stick 3. Put the lid on it, and then put the ring lid on it and tighten it down, and it will actually seal itself. So that's what I'm going to get going and doing. I'm not going to do it on video, but this has been North Central. Appreciate you watching. Okay, so before I go, there's one thing I wanted to do, and I put 1 complete tray, which is 1 pound of green beans, into this measuring cup. I've had people ask me before, you know, how do you measure your dehydrated food? Well, a good rule of thumb is about 1 cup of whatever it is that you're dehydrating. About 1 cup is about 1 pound of regularly, hydrated food. So if you take this and look at it, and this is kind of a poor example because you can't really see very much, but it's about right here is the level. Now this line right up here, this is 1 cup. Let me bring this a little bit closer. This is 1 cup right here. And it's actually about right there. So it's almost to what I said. Almost 1 cup per pound of dehydrated green beans is going to be 1 pound. Okay, one of those frozen bags that we put on the trays. And the way that you would rehydrate this is you would add 1 cup of water to this, and that should dehydrate it back to its original self. Thanks for watching, everybody.